All right. Good afternoon, Who That Nation. Welcome to the WDN Chatline podcast. This is the host CB, and I'm back for another episode. Today's show will be focused on the new head coaches that was brought into the Saints organization. But before I go any further, I would like to apologize. I was set to do this show last Thursday, so the ones that had got the notification I was about to go live, man, I apologize. I just got back from Cancun, Mexico last night. Man, I had a heck of a trip. And Thursday, when I was about to go to Cancun, I was trying to hurry up and slide it in, but I was unable to, man. So that's all it is, man. Once again, sorry for not coming on that night, but I'm here, and I absolutely been tuned in of what's going on. But your boy just had to get some vacay time, me and the old lady. So, shout out to everybody. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the comment section and let you guys get a rundown of how today's show is going to go. Shout out to the OG Jerry Port said, "Welcome back, CB WDN." Yes, sir. Shout out to my guy JT said, "Blessing WDN." Yes, sir, fam. Who that to you? Who that to Archie Scott 3 times said, "Happy. Thank God it's Friday." Yes, sir, fam. I'm currently still on vacation. I'm back from my Cancun trip, but I'm still on vacation from work. So I don't go back the next Wednesday. So I'm chilling. I'm definitely taking this all in. 13-day vacation. So I'm gonna definitely take that in, fam. No worries, my guy. Yeah, man. Shout out to you once again, Jerry. I see my guy Leslie in the building. Said, "What's up, CB? What's good with you, fam?" Definitely been a minute, my boy. Definitely been a minute. Man, we've been chilling, man. You know, Uptown will be coming on, pretty soon. So just be on the lookout for him. Shout out to Uptown. WD, he was on a couple episodes ago. He gonna kind of just be the moderator. He'll be in and out. So shout out to those guys, man. But I'm gonna give a rundown today's show. And if you guys see what I put out on YouTube, I actually put it out in Cancun. I had to put out something with a little downtime that I had out there. I just put out something quick. It was related to the Derek Carr thing. But today's show will be focused on the coaches. This is the interest I have right now is focused solely on the coaches because this show was past due. I was supposed to do it last week. So speaking of the Derek Carr news situation, about him being the starter, I will have a show specifically just for that topic. I should be busy today. I got to catch up on some combine stuff, but it'll either be tonight or tomorrow that I will have that show. We will have time to, just get it off our chest, talk about that. And we'll get into all of that. I don't want to get into it right now, but yeah, man, I definitely seen the news. So we all know that's the topic right now, but definitely want to talk about this tonight, dealing with the coaches. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put up the topics that we're going to get on tonight. I'm going to present to you all the new coaches, position coaches, and all of that. As much as I know it was some more new hires that I probably hadn't got touched to. Like I said, I kind of been out the loop the past week on vacation. Definitely going to get thoughts on new offensive coordinator Doug Nussmeier. What style of playbook will more present? And I want to. That's going to be a good topic because does he have a specific type of playbook? Because we see him adjust, but I get more into that. Will Derek Carr be a part of the new offensive system? I'm a chirp on that. Obviously, he's going to be. We just heard that last day or two ago that he's going to be here in 25. So yeah, he'll be a part of it. Will Taysom be a part of it? We'll talk about that. Thoughts on defensive coordinator Brandon Staley? Will Cam J be a part of the new 3-4 defensive system? Then I'll open up the phone line. So this is the topics for tonight's show. And then after that, like I said, we definitely going to get into that Derek Carr news on the next episode. Like I said, I'm on vacation, so I definitely got heck of time to talk to my who that's. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. First off, man, I want to shout out to Saints Wire because I'm gonna read the position coaches that they put that they listed that the Saints brought in. So we're gonna start with the QB coach, Scott Tolson. You guys know him, man. He was working with Dallas in a position. I believe he was the QB coach for Dallas just recently. So Kellen Moore is familiar with him. Now we know how Prescott been playing. We'll see how that plays out. But one thing that's interesting about Kellen Moore, he brought a lot of young people in to help coach. So that's a good thing. So it's pretty much this is the staff. I mean, coming in as a new coach, you got to assemble your guys. That's just like Sean Payton. He has his guys. You just seen with Darren Rizzi. That's one of Sean Payton's guys. He just happened to be right here. He had a spot, a special team coordinator position. But you see he's back with Sean. As soon as we predicted it, if he didn't get the head coach, and then you see where he went. So Kellen Moore got to get his guys, and it's interesting to see that he's getting young people. So Scott Tolson, QB coach, running back coach Joel Thomas. He's been with the organization before. And we've seen the success that our running backs have been getting. I mean, as of recent, dealing with Kendre Miller and Jamal Williams, that really hadn't been shaken like that. But hopefully Joel Thomas will be dealing with a different running back room, Alvin Kamara, and hopefully two guys that can complement Alvin Kamara. Will that be Genty? We'll see. Excuse me. But shout out to Joel Thomas for coming back. The wide receiver coach, Keith Williams. He was the wide receiver coach last year. Some things that stuck out with him. When you see Olave went down, Shaheed went down, he was able to make sure his guys ready. He made sure the depth of the receiving chart was ready to go. Even call-ups from the practice squad, Dante Pettis, you had Bud Means, like cats like that. They came in, they made a little stamp. You had the St. Brown guy, the Browns brother from Detroit. He stepped in, made some plays. So you really think about it, man. Keith Williams really made an impact in that receiver room. But do I want to see that same depth at receiver, the same names return? No, I won't. Some more solidified players, that he can work with. Mine is Marcus Ventus-Scanlon. He definitely done played his way back to the organization. So hopefully Kellen Moore knows that, and he gets made aware of that, because I'm pretty sure he's going to be watching film, a little bit of film of last year, and see, what type of players stood out. So hopefully that guy is back in the Saints locker room this season. So shout out to Keith Williams. Chase Haslett, tight end coach. He's the son of Jim Haslett, another young guy. This guy, I believe he's like 38, 39, another young guy. So we'll see what he does with the tight ends. Offensive line coach, Brandon Nugent. He has been here with the Saints before. I think when DA first came on, he got rid of him. I think, DA wanted to get his own people or whatever, or after the first season, something like that. But anyway, Nugent has been here before. Nugent came back with Kellen Moore. Well, he done intertwined with Kellen Moore. I think that's with the Chargers or something. But he know Nugent. He brought him to his squad. This is who he want to roll with. So hopefully Brandon Nugent can bring us some much needed help coach wise on that offensive line. He's young too, 42 years old. Okay, so Jari Evans, I don't think nothing has been made on him yet. So we'll see. TJ Paganetti, I believe he's going to be dealing with I know we brought a team doctor or something like that we brought in. So I mean, it's just a lot of new guys, and that guy's 35 years old. So it's a lot of new guys that he brought in. Defensive pass game coordinator Terry Joseph. DA didn't have this position while he was with the team, so this is something that is a new position. Pass game coordinator. Hey, that's something that we sucked in last year. We was banged up a little bit, but now that it's possible, well, we're gonna have a Debo back, but Alante might be on the outside. Who I don't know what they're gonna do with that. Is it gonna be the Bama guy or is it gonna be Alante? I don't know. We'll see. Or will it be somebody we draft? We'll see. Okay. So let's see who else we got. We got Pete Sermon that came from Cal. He's gonna be the linebackers coach. So we'll see what this guy brings to the linebacker position. We know that DeMario, in my opinion, DeMario can give us. I believe he got one more good season. Some of these players gonna have to stay. Who that nation? I mean, that's just the position we in. So I would rather squeeze one more year out of DeMario compared to squeezing one more year out of Cam Jan. We definitely going to hit that topic and not just calling him out. We know what the man has done for the organization. We already know the whole storyline. We know that, but we definitely got to get into that. And Pete Warner, this is wait. I thought it was gonna be last season where he take that step and start to be the commander of that linebacker room, but that definitely wasn't the case last year. So hopefully Pete Warner can step in and start. We need him to make that jump. He got to be the guy now. If DeMario is leading the linebackers, that's a huge problem for me. Man, 35, gonna be 36, something like that, regardless of how good of shape he in. When you at those numbers, that next guy behind you, he has been able to be under DeMario's wings for what, 3-4 years now. It's time for him to make that jump. There's no excuse now. So hopefully Peter Summer can bring the best out of him. Okay, who else we got? Special teams coordinator. Okay, I'm gonna read this one, then I'm gonna move on to the offensive defensive coordinator. Special teams coordinator Phil Galliano. This is his first time. He's going to be a special teams coordinator. As you guys know, in the past history, we have been pretty solid on special teams. This is an important part of the game. It's important as offensive defense. Special teams count too. We know that who that nation. So, excuse me. Hopefully, this guy can steps in, have that Darren Rizzi effect. Darren Rizzi, we're gonna miss his presence because he got the best out of the special teams unit. So hopefully this guy can get the best out of the special teams unit, bring in guys that's gonna make an impact on the special teams. You know what I'm saying? We all know that is a place in the football game as well as offense and defense. If you're giving up yards on special teams, getting them in field goal position or position to score, that's just as damaging as the defense giving up 50 yards, getting them in field goal range. It goes hand in hand with all three phases of the game. So hopefully he comes in and make an impact. This is his first time being the special teams coordinator, excuse me, like I said. So that does it for those position coaches. Now let's get to the important. What special teams was an important position, excuse me. Now let's get to the other two important positions. I'm going to pull the topic back up. Thoughts on offensive coordinator Doug Nussmeier. So what I'm going to do, I took some notes on Doug Nussmeier. Just a few notes I jotted down, typed up on here. So it's a little background on Doug Nussmeier. This is our new offensive coordinator. Interesting history on him. He was selected by the New Orleans Saints in the 4th round of the 1994 draft. So he has a little ties with being down in NOLA. Okay, his coaching career started in 1999, so he only had like a 4 or 5 year run in the NFL. But for me, whether you was a dog in the lead or you made it to that's just like Kellen Moore. We know he was a dog in college. He just didn't pan out in the league. And I'm going to get back on him. I'm just saying with Kellen Moore, like I reiterated before, when he was coming in, that was during the time where they was really overlooking the short guys. I think he was 5'10", 5'11". The only short QBs that was really getting it like that at the time was Drew Brees and Russell Wilson. Besides those guys, they really wasn't looking for shorter QBs. So in my opinion, I think that kind of what went into Kellen Moore, because he was good enough to be on a NFL roster, in my opinion. I'm not going to say starting, but anyway, his coaching career started in 1999. QB coach of the Rams 06, 07. Dallas tight end coach 2018-19. Got promoted to the QB coach 2020 through 22. And then when Kellen Moore left, he went with Kellen Moore over to the Chargers QB coach in 2023. And as we all know, last year he was the QB coach of the Super Bowl winning Philadelphia Eagles this past season. So with that being said, what style of playbook will Moore present? And this goes in, this is really, dealing with the OC as well. Well, if we look on the offensive side, who do we have? We got guys that stand out. We got a guy like Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill stands out. If you go back and listen to Kellen Moore talking in his introductory press conference, he talks about Taysom Hill. You rarely have Taysom Hills in this league. So this is a guy that rarely comes. This is a rare. So will Kellen Moore do away with Taysom Hill just because he may not fit what he might present? I don't think so. I think he's going to adjust. And I believe, for us, the Taysom Hill road that he's been doing in the past, Taysom Hill is going to have some of those same type of plays. What Taysom Hill has been successful at will continue in this Kellen Moore type offense. I don't think Kellen Moore is about to do away with him. I know some is looking at, his contract, and some rumors that came out about will he get released and all that. He's due to make 10 mil. He's going to be 10 mil against the cap. He's 35, going on 36. I still think he got a year or two to, a solid play in him. So I think they just got to sit down at the table. And I think Taysom Hill is a guy that'll be understanding of that. He understands that he's going to be 36 and the position that the team is in. So I believe he'll be that guy that takes a restructure. But in my humble opinion, Taysom Hill is still performing at a all-pro. I mean, you really can't place him in a position, but just as a football player, in my opinion, he's performing at an all-pro level. He's able to go to different positions and do that. I know he just got hurt, but till you start seeing a little winding down, you hadn't seen that in Taysom at all. He's been doing the same. He's been having the same impact as he had when Sean Payton was here 3-4 years ago. He's having that same impact. But do he need to come in with this $10 million? No, they're going to restructure. So he needs to restructure. But I do think that Kellen Moore will alter his playbook and able to cater to Taysom Hill. And in my opinion, what style of playbook will Moore present? I just asked that question. I think it's going to adjust. If you look at the Dallas Cowboys, when he was the offensive coordinator in Dallas, they was more of a pass happy offense. They pass attack was on point. So with me, I really don't know. I mean, of course, play designs, you can see what he present, but I don't know, is he more of a balanced style approach of offensive guy, or is he more of a run, or he's more of a pass guy? I just think, he's been able to work with the strength of the team. Now, at this point in time, like I said, Derek Carr, that's going to be tomorrow, but you see Derek Carr coming back, so we definitely don't need to be a pass-happy style of offense. You just need to make the safe type of throws whenever, he get the chance. So he shouldn't be throwing over, in my opinion, over 20, 25, no, between 15 to 20 times a game, in my opinion. And it's possible, Jalen, you see what the Eagles did. The Eagles, Jalen Hurts did not carry the offense. He wasn't the head honcho of the offense. It was Saquon Barkley, and you had two dogs at the receiver position that was able to work with Jalen Hurts and make the right passes. But obviously, in this case, Jalen Hurts is better than Derek Carr. So, um, yeah, man, it's gonna be good for Chris Olave. And I don't think really a fan of Derek Carr. So we'll just see how that works out. Like I said, I ain't getting too much into that this show, but I'm gonna get much into that this show, but I think it's gonna be more of a run style approach with Kellen Moore. With that being said, where he go, I know Genty's name is coming up. Genty's name is coming up. In my opinion, the way things have been playing out, now we're gonna get into the new defensive coordinator. If Genty is there at 9, do I think the Saints need to get him? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, man, because we just brought in Brandon Staley, and I'm gonna pull up his stats. Brandon Staley, he started coaching career right after playing college ball for Mercyhurst College in 2006. 2017, 2018, offensive lineman. Outside linebacker coach for the Bears. 2019, outside linebacker coach for the Broncos. 2020, excuse me, throat scratchy. 2020, he was the Rams defensive coordinator. Interesting achievement. Their defense was the best total defense in all of football that year. So, which landed him a head coaching job with the Los Angeles Chargers 2021 through 2023. And then 2024, after he got fired in 23, he was an assistant head coach for the 49ers. Excuse me, I had to get a sip of water, but yeah, man, I know I'm doing a bunch of history with these guys. It's new coaches coming in. I'm just trying to give you guys, the background, as much background as possible with these guys. A lot of the guys we know, like Brandon Staley, I just read out, we know what his state was with the Chargers. Now, that situation, my opinion, I think he went 9-7 one year, and then the next year, I don't forgot, but it wasn't under 500. The third year, the third season, he got off to a bad start and they fired him. In my humble opinion, I believe that last year, them going into that last year, if you remember, the Sean Payton sweepstakes was being hot. I think the Chargers was looking to get an upgrade. Sean Payton was on their radar, and I think Sean Payton had an interest. You remember he was out there at the games. I think the Chargers was trying to make that run for not Brandon Staley, Sean Payton. If you really think about it, because they didn't let them finish out the year, they fired a mid-season. I mean, I know expectations was high with Brandon Staley that year, but the thing that stands out to me is the defensive side. Obviously, he can coach some good defense if he was able to lead those guys to being the number one ranked defense in all of football. So, we'll bring up the topics once again. I'm going to read this question. Thoughts on defensive coordinator Brandon Staley? I gave you that. Will Cam J be a part of the new defensive system? Which brings me back to the whole Genty thing. Well, first bringing Brandon Staley in, and this guy is running a whole 3-4 defense. First off, we got to look at the defensive line, because if you're going to be running 3 defensive linemen, you're going to have 3 defensive linemen, at the front, at the line of scrimmage. And then we just go based off of this past season, let's put those guys up there. You got Cam J on one side, and really you got to do more work in a 3-4 compared to a 4-3. I'm talking about defense alignment. There's more work you got to do, especially if you're not rushing one or two of the linebackers if they in coverage. But anyway, just hypothetically speaking, this is not going to be the case this year. But just say if we would have used the 2024 roster past season, it would have been Cam J on one side, it would have been Chase Young on the other side, and in the middle would have been Brazil, which would have been solid, him or Kalen Saunders, in my opinion, which would have been Brazil. It would have been solid, but now thinking about it, man, a lot of questions could rise from that. First off, would Cam J be a part of this? Absolutely not. Cam J, you can start seeing the trend, and I respect Cam J, man. Like I said, we know the whole story. We can go through we all know the accomplishments the guy done made and all that. But Cam J, you can start seeing the decline in him actually getting sacks on the quarterback, him putting his hands on the quarterback. And then going into this past season, you can see the decline of him even run stopping, being a run stopper. And it resulted in him getting less playing time. Um, I know when he left, Rizzy had him out there playing, but that didn't mean that Cam deserved to be out there. Just physical wise, this is his time, man. He doesn't deserve to be a starter just due to the skill set at this point in his career. Not saying he need to retire. Um, I just think it's time for Cam J to do the way his contract is made up. I just think it's time for them to do away with him, or they can do some significant pay cut or whatever they can do to save money from his contract. I would be okay with Cam J coming in as a backup. I mean, can he be a solid veteran backup? I mean, I think he'd be okay him being the nose tackle um, as a backup once again. But at this point, I just think it's time to just do away with the Cam J experience. He done had a hell of a career. I think personally he need to retire, Saint. But obviously he still want to play more ball. He still think he can make an impact in the league, and that's his own opinion. Everybody feel that way, but on the field has it been showing that the past couple of years. Now, the run, you're not an exceptional run stopper no more. So, both faces of your game now drop now. So, with that being said, a 3-4 defense, your two defensive ends gotta be solid. They gotta be solid. Your nose tackle has to be solid. Now, the way this is made up, do I think they will put Brian Brzee, will he be the nose tackle in this 3-4 system? I honestly think they're gonna ask him to move to the outside. And I wouldn't be against that. I do think they're gonna ask Brian Brzee to, move to the outside, lose about 15 to 20. Get down to about in the 242, high 230, something like that, and get on the outside. As far as get nose tackle, your nose tackle should be somebody that just, obviously he just blowing up the plays. Brian Brzee, he is okay at that. He was good at rushing the QB. He was good at rushing the QB from the inside in that 3 technique. But I think they're gonna have Brian Brzee get on the outside, and you're gonna have a nose tackle spot open, and then you're gonna have another defensive end spot open. If we're drafting at 9 and you got a guy like the Carter guy or any top lineman, it's this draft class is a lot of good defensive linemen, but your lottery guys, you have to go with guys like, if they're there, you got to get them. That's why, in my opinion, like a Will Johnson, and I mean, I understand if he on the board, it might be tempting and all of that, but we got to look up front. You can get Will Johnson, but what is our defensive line looking like? There's only one guy on that defensive line that we can say we confident on having out there on the line, wherever that's going to be, whether it's a defensive end or they might have him at nose tackle. And that's Brian Brzee. Other than Brian Brzee, it's nobody that's on that defensive line staff currently on the Saints. Even Kalen Saunders. Kalen Saunders got famous and stuff in New Orleans for, the little fullback stuff, and man, that ain't got nothing. He hadn't made an impact on that defensive line as a solid run stopper at all, in my opinion. And we're just keeping it hot. We got to keep it hot, with players. Kalen Saunders has not been making an impact on that defensive line at all. Here and there, his name might ring bells in the game, but he hasn't been a solid impactor on that defensive line. So with that being said, his numbers ain't really that big. He might have to be a part of the rotation. Nose tackle, backup nose tackle. So if you put him out there, he basically on an island. The nose tackle. I mean, I don't know. The 3-4 man, you can be kind of creative with that. You can still have guys rushing you can still have your outside linebackers, standing up, rushing the quarterback, and then you scoot your guys in. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I don't think Kalen Saunders is the guy to be the nose tackle. That's just in my honest opinion. You talking about 3-4 system? Yeah, Genty, that name, it would be good to have him paired with Kamar and stuff like that. In my humble opinion, if it come down to it, this is where the Taysom Hill effect come in. Why not have Taysom Hill back up Kamar? And what I mean back up, just have him see more running back action when Kamar's out the game. So when Kamar goes sit, then that's Taysom's time to be in the backfield. I mean, that's Kubiak was doing that, but he was trying to feature Jamal Williams and kids. That time is over. Their times is over. In my opinion, I would get the most out of Taysom. I know he's coming off that knee injury. I think he'll be ready to go by training camp. You had Taysom back up Kamar in the backfield. I know, we looking down the road. You got to get that next running back. You just gave AK an extension, so do you have to get that next running back this season? I mean, it's Genty that net superstar running back. We know what he done in the backfield, rushing wise. He's able to create, is he able to be a great run catcher? I mean, can he provide that? We know what he can do on the ground. Is he able to provide that run catching ability that, like the Bijan? I know he was the Falcon. Just is he able to provide that? And I'm not downplaying the guy one bit. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, that would be a good duo. But do we got time to be looking at duos and stuff? We got an all-pro. Hey, Kamar is an all-pro player. We had to put all the pressure on him last year. He was still able to be solid. Kamar still got some juice left. So I could see if our roster was stacked, then I could understand when you start trying to, just be sexy, get the sexy pick and all that. But that defensive line, regardless of Mickey talking about they're going to be active in free agency, what do you mean by active? Getting a lot of one-year prove-it guys? Is that what you mean by being active in free agency? Because you're not about to be getting no home run hitters. The defensive line should be the first thing that they're looking at. If they get an offensive lineman, to me, that I'm not agreeing with that. I know what we, can do on the defensive line. It looks atrocious right now. Minus Brian Brzee, the defensive line is the worst position on the New Orleans Saints. So why should Genty be brought up? I know, like I said, I know it's a sexy pick and the duo and all that. But can somebody put out, what we have on the defensive line that's about to make this four defensive system be a success? Because we do not have a pass. I'm talking about a legit pass rusher. Now going into year 3, will Brian Brzee make that next step and start? You remember, if you look at Trey Henderson, Henderson just start stacking the stack. Really, Brzee, in my opinion, he in the position where Trey Henderson was, where you see the potential there. So we gotta. For me, you gotta put him on the outside. I think it's time for him to get on the outside, and I think he can better utilize his skill set, down about 10 to 15 pounds. So we'll see. Shout out to my guy JT, says CB will need a game changer, and that could run for the TD, the 20 to the end zone. Big facts, fam. I definitely agree with that. And I just feel like right now, and I'm not going to get if Genty there, we get him. I mean, that's good. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I'm just saying, who do we have on the defensive line? We don't have nobody on the defensive line. I mean, and it's good if Genty can come in and be a game changer like that. But when it's time for us to get on the defensive side of the ball and they're able to just run the ball down our throats, it really ain't bad. If we can get a possible game changer on the defensive line, or that can get a QB problems, just my opinion, I'm willing to go that route right now, just because. And if AK wasn't here and all, if AK was showing decline and all that, I'll be for it. And I'm still for it. I'm just saying, as of today, like who do we got on that defensive line that's about to have an impact on that 3-4 system? We know Brian Brzee is going to be out there. My only question for him is, he going to be the nose tackle, or is he going to be one of the ends? We was 30th in the run. Our run defense was 30th in the league. So now we're getting a guy that brings in the 3-4 system, which takes defense alignment off the field. Now, instead of running the 4-2-5, that not the 4-2-5, running the he ran a 4-2 what? 4-2 4-2-5, that's it. Yeah. DA ran the 4-2-5, where you had your 4 defensive linemen, you had your 2 linebackers, and then 5 DBs. Now we're getting a guy that's going to be running a 3-4. Now, instead of having 4 defensive linemen, you're going to have 3 defensive linemen. Well, 4 defensive linemen, we couldn't even stop the run. Now we're going to be dealing with 3 defensive linemen. And I know the defensive line, man, that ain't the sexy pick. I mean, I don't like the pick. That's not the sexy pick. Genty, yeah, he definitely, he definitely a factor. And like I said, that'll be something nice. That'll be something nice to have. Where I have our next running back for the future on the team, along with AK. That'll be a nice 1-2 duo. But to say, I just feel like I said, this is where we all, just have our own opinions. I just think, as the Saints is currently constructed, if we already got a running back that's playing at an all-pro level, which Kamara is, when he healthy, he's playing at an all-pro level. We already got a running back there. Why draft a guy at 9 unless it was a situation of where AK was planning on holding out. If you had that situation, but we just gave AK an extension this past season. I think it was 2 years. So he gonna have this season and then next season. That's just my thing. That the defensive line of Chase Young would have came out there and been solid. I think he had like 6, 7 sacks, something like that. But if he'd have been that solid guy and all of that, it gave me a little bit more confidence. But man, it's not looking good on that defensive line, man. I'm more confident in the DBs compared to the defensive line. That's just how I feel. Because Alante, he got that dog in him. If he got to step out there, he's not gonna back down from that. I'm not saying he about to dominate. I don't know how that's gonna play out if he got to go to the outside. As far as Kool-Aid, I don't know, how he gonna fare going into this year. Um, was he a standout in year one? No. Was he trash? No, he wasn't trash. Kind of okay. For Paulson the D-ball, if you take away, his holding, his pass interference and stuff down the field, you take that away. Debo was really playing like a dog. If you be honest, he wasn't getting burned or not like that. He just had penalty issues. So I think we will be okay at that position. That's what's a lot like. If you got a Will Johnson, he a dog that's coming in. If you got him sitting there, and then you got one of the top defensive lineman or tackle, that's sitting there. You got a Carter sitting. I don't know what the situation with him gonna be. If he supposed to have foot surgery, I don't know what the deal is. This weekend we'll be getting more information on these draft prospects. Like I say, I'm gonna be catching up tonight on, on the combine, what's been going on. But and JT, I definitely agree with you, fam. We need a game changer. We definitely need a game changer. I just feel like, as currently constructed today, we don't have that. That's why, for to me, they'll be a fool to release Taysom unless Taysom ain't trying to do nothing with his deal. Now, if Taysom ain't trying to do nothing with his deal, and he trying to take the whole 10 mil, it's business at the end of the day. You got to do something now. He's 36 years old, and he gotta be, and I think he'll have an understanding. But Taysom is capable of making some impact plays. We don't know how he's gonna be coming off of that ACL. That's just a question mark. That's something that you probably just gotta take a gamble on. I'm willing to take that gamble on Taysom because I know from day one, every time I watch Taysom, he ain't never, came in, not playing hard. He's always been playing hard, stood up to the occasion. So I'll take that gamble on Taysom with a restructured deal. But just hypothetically speaking, that's what I would do. If we just got to see how it play out, man. I know it's it's a conversation just and it's all opinions. It's just all opinions until we get to the draft. But that's just where I stand. With the team, I just know that defensive line, we don't have no game changer. I believe Brazil is going to turn into that game changer. But other than that, if somebody telling me Kalen Saunders is the guy to put out there at nose tackle, like, come on now. Take that blinky and all that stuff, man. That stuff, he didn't do nothing on that defensive line. And I'll say that again. He didn't do nothing on that defensive line. JT said we need everything, so you build your offensive line and defensive line, but I'm tired of passing up good running backs. Remember Gibbs in Detroit. Agreed, fam. And I'm totally with you. Now the thing is, before the draft, we have free agency to start. Now, you heard Mickey saying he gonna be active in free agency. Now, the one thing that I do give Mickey credit for, he know how to get us under the cap. So I won't be surprised if he get us under the cap. I'm really not worried about that. That's really, I'm talking about as of late. That's the only thing that he's been doing that you can kind of, not gonna say a positive, because all they're doing is just bad loading contracts, and it's all starting to catch up now, and it's looking like he might continue to do that. I don't know. That's why, in my opinion, I just thought, at some point you got to reset. But if he gonna continue just to bad load contracts and turn a lot of stuff into sign-up bonuses, I mean, he can do that. I guess he just gonna do that. But he said we're gonna be active. That's what the guy said. I don't know who the upcoming free agents is and all that, but I'm pretty sure we gotta get us some vet defense linemen on the team. Regardless of what we do at 9, we still gotta bring in some depth on that defensive line. So hopefully it's some guys that would like to come down to New Orleans. That's the thing. The destination has to be of interest. So it's a lot that's going against us right now. That's why you look at Cliff Kingsbury. Kingsbury, he knew, oh man, it didn't work out the first time in Arizona. Just me, this is how I think he's thinking. Man, am I gonna take a risk of going to a situation like that? They in cap situation where they done backloaded a lot of contracts, and I gotta deal with that. You got Derek Carr, really not, a huge fan of. If you're being honest, he would like to have his own QB. Kingsbury would have. It's a lot of guys that's getting up there in age. Do I want to take that? Nah, I think I'm good. I stay up. And then you go to the Bills. You got Joe Brady thinking the same thing. That's why those guys backed out. Specifically, Joe Brady, he backed out. Aaron Glenn, he went with the Jets over. I know he got drafted by the Jets and all that, but yeah, he wanted a new GM and all that, man. Just a total reset. So it's a lot we got going against us, man. So, and like I said, man, the Derek Carr stuff is going to be on the next show. Believe we're gonna have our chance to get off on that. I'm just shocked that Kellen Moore, with me, I thought he was going to take this position. I thought he took this position because he wanted to get his own QB, which can still happen. Like I said, I'm sitting here talking about defensive line, and we talking about Genty, man. We don't know what might happen at 9. That might be where Kellen Moore get his QB of the future to sit behind Carr this year, and then we ship Carr out next year. So like I said, we don't know what's going to happen with that. But that's going to be on the next show. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the link in the comment. If anybody is wanting to call in, man, just chime in. But I do want to save the Derek Carr stuff for the next show. But just thoughts on the coaches, the DNs, who y'all think we're going to get at 9. I just think running a 3-4 system, man. Those three defensive linemen, they gotta be solid. Because if they solid, the 3-4 system, it's amazing if you had 3. That's why the Rams was able to. That's why they was first in the league. I mean, I'm saying you got Aaron Donald at the nose, and then I think that year you had Von Miller and Leonard Floyd on the defensive ends. They was able. They didn't have to send nobody. I'm saying you didn't have to send no outside blitz or nothing like that. And you got your 3 guys making impacts, and they able to cover. So that makes it hard on the QB. We seen in the Super Bowl what happened to Patrick Mahomes. To me, that was Patrick Mahomes' worst game of his NFL career that I've seen in that Super Bowl. They was able to rush four defensive linemen, and the game was over. We seen it. You're able to rush those 4 defensive linemen, and they can get impact on Mahomes. You don't have no open Travis Kelce, no open running back. Nobody is getting open. It's going to be harder for him to get the ball off. And that's what happened. And Brandon Graham, 35, 36, and you seen what he done in the Super Bowl. So, we'll see, man. But the link is in the comment. Anybody that would like to call in, like I said, I know this topic is kind of late. It's like a week late. We lined up Brandon Staley being our defense coordinator last week. But like I said, I was out of town. Was unable to address it. But if nobody wants to call in, I will say that we will have a show. It will either be later tonight or tomorrow at some point later in the day. We will have a show discussing the Derek Carr situation. And that Kellen Moore make the right decision. It's going to be all tied into Kellen Moore and Derek Carr. It's just a hot topic right now. So I don't see nobody wanting to call in. That's okay. I understand. But once again, man, you guys just be sure to like, subscribe, and follow the page. And just be on the lookout tomorrow for the show concerning Derek Carr, or later tonight. It's just going to be a pop-up. But last thoughts, man, I will say, man, our defensive line is looking shanky right now. It's looking real shanky, so we got to figure out what we're going to do. Free agency start, March 1st tomorrow, so, about the next week, we're going to start, hearing some stuff. We'll see. I just know New Orleans not a destination place. Does Kellen Moore, him coming here, will he have some pull on some of the players? We'll see. Well, other than that, Who That Nation, man, you guys be sure like to subscribe and follow the page once again. This is the WDN Chatline podcast. See you guys on the next show, and I'm out. Who that?